probably have people actually hearing the microphone. Who knew? Oh, now I'm in the wrong screen. Damn it. I think Tribe Talks Duo should work for now, except it's not. Where is second cam? Why is that not showing up? Cam 2? Ah, it's because this one is not in the right place. Un momento, por favor. That's the wavelink.
Un momento, por favor, letta pizza.
Cancel that. This one over here was right a second ago. What is going on? Why is it... it's completely... it's lost the plot. There we go. It's found the plot again. I think. It has indeed found the plot once more. See, thing is I'm going to rearrange all this, and then we'll have to rearrange it again when we get Uz in. So.
Front hub!
All right. So if I go over to Tribe Talks
Hub.
Duo,
unfortunately, my friend, it is myself and Mr. Scribble today. We have no Mr. Carthrick to join us, but might be news on that. Who knows?
Well, indeed. Okay, so that's weird. There we go. Grab that. Pop that. Pop it like it's hot.
Pop it like it's hot. Pop it like it's hot. Wait, there's something different.
That is a little bit something different. And now for something completely different.
A little bit.
Well, bitch, give attitude. Pop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Alright, good. Now let's just see. I think we have a wonderful Wolfie. Very wonderful. Just... Oh, we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. Yeah. Oh, yes, we're getting somewhere. And now if I go over to Duo, now you should actually be on the screen with me. There. Yeah. And then when we come over here, we've got double bubble Wolfie. I mean, that's just incredible. I don't know why you're duplicated.
Can I, like, high-five myself?
Hell yeah, you can.
Damn it.
Oh my god, do we have an Urs in the chat as well? Looks like we've got an Urzatron chair.
Oh my god.
Hot damn, let me sort this out real quick.
Sexy motherfucker over there.
Hey, what's up, boys?
What's going on, brother?
In here.
I know people can't see at the moment, and that's partially because I'm inept and incompetent and all that sort of good business. But that'll be short-lived, I promise you, ladies and gentlemen. Urs, thank you so much for joining today, brother. Really, really appreciate that, my dude.
Yeah,
how's
no problem.
things?
Glad to be here. Oh, yeah. Fantastic, man. Just we took an L in TW today. So
the pain.
Brutal.
Yeah,
pain, but it's all right.
Was it a close one or was it a whitewash, brother?
Oh no, we got washed.
Oh no. All right. I'm nearly done.
Let me just step away for a sec to get the stream up on my monitor.
Yeah,
and let my community know that I'm live over here.
Yep, sounds good.
Very good.
All right.
He's doing a little bit of rearranging and resizing and whatnot. So
just want to make sure. There we go. See, we'll need Urs to sit back down so we can calibrate, make sure he's front and foremost. Obviously, 2 wolves, 1 scribe. Sounds like a fun time to me. You know what I'm saying? Hello, chat. How are we all doing today? Who have we got? We got Lord Megatron, we got Trader Tots, we got Thrawn Hub, Mary J. Frank, and Knight of Knee, Darth Celia, and Heinricha. God, we got a full house already. We've just started. Amazing.
And I got a full bottle.
I've got an empty bottle because we finished it on Friday night, Wolfie. I don't know if you saw.
No. I was there.
Oh, no. No, I know. Oh, god damn. It was a fun time.
Not only did I see, I was responsible for part of it.
How dare you? How dare you? My future liver transplant. I'm going to be knocking on your door, brother. Actually, no, I should be knocking on Carth's door for
knocking on Carth's door.
God damn. Yeah. How is everybody here today? Anybody that has any questions for the Tribe Talks cast this evening, please do head over to my Discord and use the Tribe Talks questions channel there to get your questions in lickety-split. Today, we do not... That looks so nice, Wolfie. Today, we do not have Carthrick, but we've got a replacement in Urs. I'm sure he'll be down. I'll be down to fill in those boots. When will CG fix Bane's bug? MJ is not bugged. I've had such a fun hour or so trying to get it to respond.
Although we did discover that apparently there is a part of it that is bugged.
Part of it feels like it's bugged, right? That dispel.
Weirdly, the second dispel is like still sort of happening.
Yeah.
But it's very strange. Like the second dispel is still happening, but nothing else is happening.
Yeah, it's very strange.
Like that one little part of it is not work. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, it's one of those things. Logic would state that, you know, if the attack misses, then all of it misses, right? Like there would be no dispels, no nothing. But like it misses, so there's no damage, but the second dispel still happens. It's like, what?
Yeah.
That's fucking weird.
That I absolutely can see that should not be happening. That's some weird ass shit. But,
we got Urs back over here. Welcome back, brother. All right.
Hey.
You're looking dapper as fuck today, brother. You're looking great.
Well, you know, it's not every day I get to show up and hang out with the Scribe Gaming and the Wolf, so I just thought I would heat it up a little bit.
I love it, brother. I love it. You're looking good, man. You're looking good. So, yeah. All right. Okay. So, as we were saying, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Tribe Talks. Let me pause that music because you want to hear our dulcet tones, not elevator music. Welcome to Tribe Talks. If you've got any questions, head over to the Discord inside Tribe Talks Discord chat questions and let us know there. We'll try and answer it. Can't promise you it'll be high quality. Normally, this show is hosted by myself, the Welshman, the Whale, and the Wolf, but the Whale is absent today, and we are joined by the incredible, the one and only entertainer known as Urs. Thank you so much, my dude. Really do appreciate this.
Brother, I am just glad to be sitting with two guys that I appreciate and I watch regularly. It's always a pleasure.
How we all doing?
It's funny because I've asked these guys to be on my shows and they gladly accepted, and now I get to return the favor. So I'm just excited about that. Yep,
gotta love it, dude. Gotta love it. I had a lot of fun on Love on the Holotable. Sorry, I was having a brain fart there. I think I've joined you twice on that. Right, that was good fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
I actually had some fun with Calvin. Calvin on Friday after a couple of brewskis. We did Whose Kid Is It Anyway?
And a few shots.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I've heard about who. Yeah, Whose Kid Is It Anyways? That's an old school bit, right? Like
dude. And let me tell you, man, Calvin knows a thing or two about kits.
Because he's been doing that shit for years.
Oh,
he's been
man.
Going and looking up all these kits and all these random things. It's like, what does Hoth Rebel Scouts basic do? We should know that one, right?
Defense down, right? No.
Like that.
That's soldier. That's soldier. Scout is.
Soldier. Sorry.
Oh my God, you guys actually know? Yeah. I was like, I don't know. I've got a Relic 9 Hoth Rebel soldier, and I don't know that shit. But
Nick? Yeah.
Oh yeah, Nico's in the chat. Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, but I was literally halfway through reading one of the kits, and he'd already got it. I was like, dude, there's like another 20 lines of text here. And it's like, yeah, that's Kane and Jarrus. I was like, fuck.
He knows.
All right. Well, that put me in my place.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. So, seeing as that you're our guest today, thank you again. How are you finding being back? I know it's been back, what, like 6-7 months now? Something like that?
Yeah, it came back in August, and so whatever the math is between that and this.
Numbers.
I love being back, right?
Good.
You guys have probably, you guys both know, because we're all content creators, that Star Wars gaming as a whole, outside of Galaxy of Heroes, is frustrating.
Non-existent.
It's non-existent. It's just hell. It's just basically hell.
Thin on the ground, right?
And we get these quality games like Survivor and Fallen Order. Those are good one-time games, but they're not anything you build a channel around, right?
Right.
So they recently announced this whole Bit Reactor game that they're going to have. A Scribe I saw you about it on Twitter as well. Mm-hmm. It's a tactical turn-based game, and that sort of just strikes the Swigo audience just a little bit. So
okay.
I'm excited for that. But for right now, you asked about how it feels to be back. It feels great because Star Wars is obviously my passion, and I'm doing things with my passion again. I'm able to be creative and do new intros and things like that. So absolutely feels great. So love being back.
Good, dude. Good. Well, I know that the viewership is totally happy to have you back. Like, I don't think there has been a content creator in Galaxy of Heroes that people over the years had asked to come back more than you. Like, genuinely, like, out of everybody, everybody's like, when's Urs coming back?
I think I've heard Urz's "I'm not coming back" speech about 50 times, but I am very glad. I'm very glad that we decided to make make the change and come back to our rightful place.
Yeah, no, I feel like, it's like the goal as a content creator is always to do your own thing and to prove it's not just the game, it's you as the content creator. For sure. Right? It's and I feel like I survived. I mean, I use the word survived for like 4 or 5 years in variety. And that's like a journey. Most people don't make it like 6 months to a year. So the fact that I'm still at an audience after that much time, but growth is hard and things are hard out there. So that sort of circles back to the point about, being excited about one new Star Wars game coming up, that Bit Reactor game. So we'll see. But this is all we got right now. And you know what, given all of the issues that Swiggo's had over the years, largely, I would say they figured out all their problems. They've figured out all their issues, and the game is in a much better place than it was when I left.
Oh yeah, it's a totally different beast, right? And CG themselves are far more communicative now around what's going on. They're more open to discussion. We've spoken about it before, but like Meathead is just brilliant. He's done so much for the game.
Yeah, I just feel like that my conversations with CG were always just dripping with disdain, and like they old school like conversations with like the people that run the Game Changer program, and just the toxicity between them and creators, and like just the attitude they had toward like Arnold and Mobile Gamer at the time, that sort of spilled out into the larger content creators at large, and there was a lot of like empty promises that were made that were never fulfilled. Whereas with Meathead, the guy is just super stand up, straight up, just
for sure
accessible to all, willing to help, will listen to anything. Like that dialogue just never happened before. So the game is, at least community wise, it is a way better place.
It's like Meathead isn't like some passive bloke that you can just, I mean, obviously you can just jump into his DMs and ask him anything. He's always open, right? But Meathead will come to you. Like, he'll slide into your DMs and say, what do you think about this? Like, if there are kit imbalances or there's a lot of drama, he'll ask you. He'll say, what do you think? What do we need to do? What do you think about this? What do you think about that? It's great.
Yeah. I feel like, I just see him pop in everybody's stream and like talk to people and say hi, and, be just willingness to do things with people. And you never saw that with any of the other community leaders. So from CG. So yeah.
Yeah. Big props to the dude. Big props to the dude. And like the openness to just do giveaways. Yeah, he does, doesn't he, Wolf? Yeah.
So he's live all the time. He's like hanging out and doing stuff. So he's not talking about Galaxy Heroes when he's streaming. Obviously, he wants to keep it his working hours, keep that separate. But he's accessible. He's a real person. He's showing that it's more than just Galaxy Heroes, and that's almost even better because it's. Hey, he's a real freaking person, and it's almost even more valuable than anything else. So you can actually have something to talk about. And I know, Urs, you're doing some Magic stuff with him.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, we definitely talked Magic all the time in our DMs. That's generally what we talk about, Magic, more than we talk about Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, which is kind of funny. But you know what? I think that he is, being a content creator, gives him a little bit of perspective of how difficult our job is. And he certainly can identify, because he obviously does Magic content on his Twitch channel, and he does Star Citizen as well. So he's very aware of our situation. And can appreciate us for the effort we put in.
Yeah, for sure. But it's filtered down through other members of CG. Like obviously don't have as much discourse with other people, other devs in CG and stuff like that. But there's definitely a change in the tone from the top, I feel. And I don't know. Like it was probably when you were gone, actually, but there was a period after Carrie left that there was no it felt like there was no one man in the helm. We had a new lead producer in, and nobody heard a single peep out of who this guy was for years. It just, nothing happened. There was no discourse whatsoever. Now that's changed over to Corey, and it feels like that change in leadership has fed down into the community, and it's driving that additional communication, which is just brilliant, man. I fucking love it. I really do.
Yeah. I always feel like they really struggled with just being the developer and just how you treat people. And then, most companies, at least the people that I've worked with, they lay into their content creators. They really try and empower their content creators.
Yeah.
And that gap, would, like to your point, was just missed. It was there from the top down, and it was very much. I don't know if Top Hat's still around or if that guy's long gone.
Oh, I don't know.
When that guy was in charge, there was a mandate. There was a mandate that like, these guys are toxic and these guys are turning our fan base against us.
Wow.
And there was like almost like a refusal to believe that Arnold actually had power to influence the community. And he absolutely did. And
of course he did. He's the biggest.
Like, yeah.
It's just kind of wild, man. It's kind of wild. But hey, I'm happy to see it, and I'm excited for whatever comes in the future. We've obviously had, like, I wouldn't call it a lull in new content, because we're obviously getting a lot of marquees, but it feels like recently all we've had is, here's all the era characters, here's the legendary characters, here's the GLs, and it feels like, character push drive. Feel like that's got to shift this year just a little bit. We've got into that era cadence now. I'm hoping to see some new stuff, new game modes, hopefully, something a little bit new and interesting.
We got something of an announcement. They said, like, oh, there's going to be a new raid. It won't come anytime before June. So I'm thinking, late, maybe late July, late August at the absolute earliest, probably for that. So
I'm thinking later, dude. I'm thinking like 6 months easy. Like,
you think another 6 months.
It just feels way too low on the ground. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's no info, nothing. We don't have a theme. We don't have mechanics, nothing, man. I think it's going to be a while yet.
Well, here's the thing: is the new raid what this game really needs? I mean, because I think they get in a weird position with raids, because it's like they're going to just replace what's currently in place, Naboo, right? So it's like, is that exciting? Is that more ways to engage people, or is it just like, well, you just replaced Naboo, and now I'm doing the same thing with no additional awards, no additional, maybe it's a different challenges, but how does it feel like if you farmed all the Naboo teams and all of a sudden those teams are no longer worthwhile? Yeah. And the new raid requires, Jedi Vanguard or whatever, and it's just like you don't have all that stuff, and you went from getting top rewards and like a lot of currency to getting nothing. Yeah. Is that really what the game needs?
No, it isn't, and it sucks, brother. It sucks. Sorry, go ahead.
It's what it needs. No, I wouldn't say it's what it needs. That's just you're 100% right. That's just the cycle of the raids now. So they get your rewards, and then they take it away from you, and hey, you got to go and build your way back up to them. So you got like a month or two without getting those same rewards that you were used to, and then eventually get your way back up to that. But I don't know. I'm in sort of a weird position because I got most of my stuff relics at this point. So, I know there's a lot of most of the game, most of the player base is not at that point. So you're making like a mad dash, going try and replace all these teams you spent months working on. It doesn't really
most people are not kicking like 13.5 million GP rosters. Like, most people are much lower than that, and they have to struggle tooth and nail to try and relic shit, obviously. And a lot of times they don't want to be doing raid teams. They want to be working on next GL farm that they're on. You know what I'm saying? They want to get like
rewards are at.
Exactly.
So you're sort of forced to.
Yeah, exactly. So it's painful. But I mean, that's what I'm saying. I feel like that the last sort of 6-7 months, what CG have tried to do is build out this framework of era content. And I think we'll see the same thing happen with raids. So it's like era content into legendary content into Galactic Legends, yada, yada, yada. I feel like they'll build that framework. Once it's in place, they're like, that runs itself, as it were. So let's think about new game modes. I'm really hoping we get something new this year, something different. Or if they just completely gut out territory wars and fix it into something that's fun. Something that's, because it needs it. Yeah.
Something. I mean, like Urs is getting now. Like, what is this game? Is that what this game really needs? Get into the soul of it, get into the heart of it. What does this game actually need to keep this shit alive? A new raid isn't going to keep it alive. But sorry, go on.
No, I was just going to say that for me, like, the obvious thing they can do is obviously rework the TW board a little bit and have like choke points and things like that. But I think the other thing that makes this game super fun and interesting would be an opt-out Grand Arena, no GLs. Like, you opt out of GLs. And then all of a sudden, we're back to the Wild West, and Grand Arena has been flattened, and then it's just completely different dynamics. Like, what's the meta team? Is it going to be like Balin or like these Jedi Vanguards? Like, I know that a lot of you guys would say, well, you're giving up the investment that you've paid all this money for. Who cares?
It's if you're on an equal ground,
Look, if you've been playing a game for long enough, you're just like, all right, want to play it on hard mode. You know, I want to give myself a challenge. I want to fuck around with something. I mean, like, I am 100%. That just speaks to the gamer inside me. That it's like, I want to go and challenge myself. I want to like have some restrictions on there, like to force me to think, to force me to do something, you know, as opposed to just resorting to, I got these GL counters over there. Like that speaks to the gamer inside me, like 100%. Like something over there, make it an opt-in. You know, don't force anybody to do it, but like give us some more
You'll
other
be on
like,
equal
game
ground,
modes
right?
that we could go in for GAC. Yeah, I'm here for it.
I do wish there was something like that. I don't know if it is like no GLs, or even go like full hog and just be nothing out of the journey guide. So you can't even use legendaries. That would be fucking weird. Because like in the end game, as weird as it sounds is, but there are more teams that beat GLs than there are GLs, if that makes sense. You know, like all the new meta teams, something beats everything at this point. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can still use it. I'm not against your idea. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying like it's just kind of weird. And what we have a problem with right now at the very end, late game is that there's actually too much for us to use on offense compared to what we can put on defense. We can't stonewall very often. It's something needs to change.
So something like having an opt-in where you cut out GLs. You know, cut out all these characters. You know, you could go and factor in different teams, make a Huck Cartel team without Jabba. You know,
Bausch lead, baby. It's actually a pretty decent lead, but who would use it, right? When you got Jabba.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. I think the game definitely needs Summit.
For me, like, I mean, I've been back and doing Grand Arenas for like, you know, over 6 months now, and I feel like I am constantly running the same counters out for everything. And it's just like, well, I want to put on an interesting show. I want to have something I can make a short video out of. Like, I want to put on an interesting show. So I would much rather, you know, take a little more risky of a counter, and maybe it flops, maybe it, you know, maybe it does something amazing, rather than okay, I have SLKR and Jabba's there. So that's just what you do, right? Like, I don't know.
I always err in the direction of science.
It can make for some fun stuff, to be fair. When you get off that hoopy counter that shouldn't work, and you're just like, wait a minute, what? Or if you just crash and burn, that's also kind of funny. I've done that many times. When you go in and you forget something incredibly fundamental about the game, and you're like, oh no, wait, I forgot that doesn't work against dark side enemies because you know it's in the leadership kit and they can't lose turn meter. Like use Moff Gideon to try and strip turn meter from Darth Revan. You're like, oh, you can't strip turn meter from dark side enemies. The Darth Revan leadership. Whoops. You're like, I just screwed myself. So yeah, more stuff like that would be great. More stuff like that would be great. I'd still like to see something new, like a new fundamental game mode. But hey, who knows? Maybe this is the year. Maybe it's not. I don't know.
I mean, I just feel like given their release schedule, like I don't know how they're gonna make anything like new at this point. It just I mean, they were supposed to give us a character for this new Bad Batch run.
And they couldn't make that.
They couldn't make that. So it's just like, am I really? I mean, they probably have a team working on the new raid, and then the team working on the eras and episodes, and all the marquees that come out with all that. And like, I just can't imagine they have like third team actually making new game modes. Yeah.
So the way I understand the CG structure is they've got a production team, a live team, and then they've got a back end team, and the back end team designs stuff, right? Like they design stuff like the era format, right? They do the initial concept, and then it goes over to the live guys, and the live guys take that concept and build new stuff for it. So you're right. There's two different teams that work on different stuff, from what I understand. So once Error is done, I feel like they've got the chance now to move on to, hey, let's build the new whatever it is, right? And then the live team handles all the new characters. They handle all the new raids, new events, that sort of business. And then usually one or two people get together to do individual character releases. That's from my understanding. That's how the cogs in the machine fit together, but which is why I think it's going to be something comes now, because I feel like they're done with errors, as in the concept is there, the framework is there, so it's got to be something new. So I don't know. I do share your concerns for sure.
I had an interesting thought though today. I was When they rolled out eras and episodes, and I just remember like the initial like reaction was like so negative.
Yeah.
Like when they rolled it out, and everybody, then they screwed with galactic challenges, and then everybody was upset. And then it's like here we are like 4 months later, and you don't even remember that, right? Like
Nope.
you don't even. It's fine. It's like fine. It's just normal life again, and it's just I do have a feeling that sometimes this community
we don't like
much
change.
ado about nothing. Yeah,
We lost a lot of people over that time. Like I
Right.
lost a couple
Hell
guildmates during that time. It was crazy.
I had people. I was just back in the game, and this was like the first big update. And people were messaging me like, "I'm quitting the game." I'm like, "Okay, like, what do you want me to tell you?" Like, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I think it was a big overreaction.
Yeah. And it's like you said, once it's embedded and once it's there, people are used to it now. And I don't see anybody complaining about episode passes and error content. It's like, yeah, it feels like there's a lot on the plate, and it does make you worry. Like new characters every 2 weeks, forever. That sounds like it's a lot of work, man. That sounds like, are you gonna be able to do that? But hey,
I think some of the communication could have been a little bit better on those regards, on like, so the galactic challenges and get the Omicrons and everything. And like,
people were confused.
Like,
yeah,
that was a big thing people had a problem with. So I think a lot of that could have been explained and communicated a lot better. Like with the characters thing, we were saying, even we were looking at that like, oh, it's a lot of characters, and then we're sitting back like, wait a minute. How many characters did we get? Okay, that's actually kind of somewhat in line with how they've been doing for the last year or two. So they're just formalizing it.
Yeah.
What they had already been doing, pretty much.
And
just,
I
like,
tell you
giving
what,
us
though,
an actual
like,
defined era, as opposed to just a sort of amorphous whatever, nothing.
The episode pass, man, like that is such good value for this game.
Oh my god.
Like, you get so many shards of brand new characters. You get high-end relic gear. You get loads of Omicrons, Zeta mats, Girder keypads, the whole lot, man. For like $20, it's fucking brilliant. Like,
yeah, so I've purchased it every time, and I sort of like. That's why I feel like, man, this game is like, it's in a good place. I feel like I'm getting stuff done at a reasonable pace. But I forget, like, if I just cut that off and I didn't buy it, would I be moving at the same like?
Yeah, God no. Like, right?
$20 every few weeks is not that bad of a thing, right? Like,
well, I don't feel like it is. I like this one in particular because this last one, which is like the end, because we're not getting another character after Crosshair, but we've got another period, right? They've given us 10 shards of all the other marquees that featured in this. And that's great because I'm like, I didn't wail on those characters. That's an extra 10 shards of Fugitive, Omega, and Batcher, and Hunter, and Wrecker on top. That's 40 extra shards. I'll take it. Hell yes, give it to me. So I'm hoping that if we ever get another era where it is like, oh, there's only one marquee in this 2 week period, that they give us like the last set, a 10 each of the last set, because that was the one. I like that. Right, there's a question for you, mate. How far are you progressing? What are you working on, and where are you now? Like overall GP, and last thing you unlocked.
I think I'm just about shy of 10 million right now. So came back at 6.3 million. All these
damn, you shut up.
10 million.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Like 3.5 million in 6 months ish. That's kind of wild.
Yeah, well, that just shows you the power of Lightspeed bundles, man. It's just
Lightspeed bundles, man. Oh my god, they're so good.
And like not even just that, like the gifting of Lightspeed bundles. Like you guys know the Hall, like the most generous people out there. Lots of people in the guild just gifting me stuff. So that's like even stuff that I wouldn't have like normally farmed, like Dad bought a boba and things like that. Someone gifted me that, like just random stuff like that, just spiking the GP. But last thing I unlocked, I've got 2 GLs going up right now, Jabba and C right now. So I'm heavy into the dark side ticket farm.
Hell yeah! Oh god, that's gonna be
ultimates. Yeah, it's great. That's the grind. And then obviously the big gap right now is Zetas because
I was gonna say. You must be strapped, right? If you've bloated like 4 million GP in 6 months' time, you ain't gonna have those Zetas ready. Like there's so many Zetas to apply on characters.
Well, what's funny is like, we'll be doing some like challenge or something, or we'll be doing something on stream, and then people are like, well, is the game bugged? Like, why is it not working this way? And we go look at like crew kit or something, and we're just like missing Omegas. We're missing.
Oh, yeah.
We're just missing like things that people have had in place for years.
Yeah, for sure. You take it for granted. You forget. Like, because I've not long ago, it was in December, I think, started a new free-to-play account because I feel like I've lost touch with what the early game is like, what that experience is like.
Yeah, I freely admit I've lost touch 100% with that.
And it's a different world, man. You're like, oh, I've got Bosk. Great, Bosk is amazing. But then you're like, I don't have his Zeta, and I can't equip his Zeta. My team is dying so quickly. Why won't this team survive? Yeah, it's just a whole different world. I'm like scraping by for every little thing I can get.
And obviously the other part of that is mods, just the amount of like things that I would think of as garbage mods. It's like, all right, this one's got 5 speed on it. Like, we need it. Like, we're just pulling crap mods on people, and
dude,
that's a big change for me as well.
I've got I've got rules I have set in stone for mods. If I see a mod on my main account that's got 3 speed on the secondary, I sell it immediately. I'm like, I don't even want to see you, Mr. 3 speed, because you're not going anywhere. Yeah. On my alt account, free to play, I'm like, 3 speed? Yes, please, I'll take you.
Let's go.
You'll do wonders. It's totally different, man. But I can't even find like the breathing room to farm mods. And I'm like, I could farm mods, but I've got 4 million credits. So I can level up like 3 of them. I guess I just won't farm mods for now. It's so brutal, man. The early game is it's a tough place. It's definitely a tough place. So fun.
Are you doing GACs with your free to play?
Dude, I'm kicking ass on my free to play. It doesn't make sense.
Well, I say it makes sense.
I say it doesn't make sense.
You are a content creator. You know a little something about this game.
I'm beating people I shouldn't. Is the main thing. But like when it's Carbonite 4, a lot of people don't even turn up to the attack phase. But there are plenty of people that I've faced that have just attacked. They'll full clear me, but I go like really light. And I'll just attack more efficiently. And that's how I've been winning. Because they're like, they just won't think about it. They won't try and conserve banners. They won't try and be efficient. They'll just be like, screw this guy. He's got 700k GP and I've got 2.5 million. And they'll just walk through me and then I'll beat them with better banners. And we're like,
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That
it shouldn't
makes sense,
happen.
right? Yeah, efficiency. Well.
Yeah. But I mean, sometimes I'll look at their account and be like, well, if you just put like this one team on defense, I just won't beat it. I can't. Like, you put Darth Revan on defense, I will not beat that. But they'll save it for offense. And I'm just like, okay, fine. I'll take the free wins while I can get them. For now.
They don't know.
Yeah, I see a lot of that too. It's like I see people that have have like Leviathan and they don't put it on defense. And I'm like, I can't beat that. If you just put that on defense, like I'm done.
Yep. Yeah. And then, you're down a zone and there's just basically no way that you're going to win from that point. It's kind of brutal, but hey. I'm sure sometime soon I'll have my comeuppance, but I've not the ship now, obviously. I've gone 2-0 this week on my free to play account, but I'm sure like the last guy is probably going to clean my clock and then I'll just I'll eat some humble pie. But it's been fun, kind of, because the GAC matches last like 12 and a half minutes. It's like, I got 4 battles to do, baby, instead of like 20.
Yeah, beautiful.
That's good times. Good times, man. Good times. How about you, Wolfie? What's going on with your GAC recently? Have you had a good week?
I've had like a decent GAC, but mostly because my last round I went 2-7 because we had my meme defense.
I forgot about that.
A while ago we had the charity stream. We had like a meme defense set that we did like for the entirety of the month for 5v5, 5v5, 3v3, whatever it was.
I think it was 5.
It was 5v5, yeah, and it was like the most ridiculous teams. It was all like original trilogy was week 1. I was sick for week 2, so we just kept that, and then we did a bunch of prequel teams for week 3. So I went like 2-7, dropped down almost out of Kyber 2. Like I was on the edge of going into Kyber 3. So
yeah.
yeah.
That's dropping heavy for you.
Yeah, so we're 4-1 so far. I did lose one battle. Just we tried some risky counters that didn't work. Ended up losing by 3, but otherwise we're trying to redeem myself and climb my ass back up to Kyber 1 so I can pretend like I know how to gack or something at least a little bit, something like that. So with my 13 point whatever million, I can't even get to damn Kyber 1. So
yeah, there's definitely a pride element there, right? I mean,
Otherwise, it's just trying to get all the freaking datacrons, trying to get all the everything. I mean, like we were saying a little bit earlier, datacrons was supposed to be the thing that kept GAC fresh, or that kept things moving around.
For sure.
But even through that, to Urz's point, you end up using a lot of the same counters, a lot of the same shit. It's still a lot of it. It's like, oh look, it still works even though datacron isn't active. Oh look, it still works. Oh look, it still works. And it's like, all right, well,
it's only the wild ones like the Sanacron that come around and you're like, what the fuck? Sana? She didn't do shit.
2 or 3 every cycle that it's like, what is happening right now? Why is this a thing? But other than that, most of it's still the same.
Yeah. How about you? How's your GAC going? Yeah, Magma Trooper is another one, to be fair.
Yeah, the GAC's been going good. I actually, I'm flirting with the Rhodium now. We're getting close. We've been Chromium 1 for what feels like about 2 months.
Okay.
And sometimes we get dropped to Chromium 2, and this usually happens. We lose ground when 5s comes around. But with 3s, I was able to do a 3-0 last week, and then I'm in the finals tonight.
Nice.
So I've been very fortunate. I think if I win tonight, I'm off into a Rhodium. But I haven't seen what the defense looks like. Obviously, it just hit in the tables here a few minutes ago. So we'll take a look. And I kind of like being in Chromium. I feel like there's a nice mix of just sometimes you see some total crap. Yeah. So sometimes you see a guy that sets a front wall of complete GLs. But usually the guys that do that, that you're able to. They think that people just give up, right? And there's no challenging that. And I have enough people in my community that can coach me through it and get me through it. So I want to say we saw 6 GLs up front, and we did some work. We did some work with our limited tools. So
I love that. See, I love GL heavy defenses. I find those to be actually the most fun matches to play against. Like throw everything at me. Let me have fun. Let me struggle. Let me sweat and cry and try to figure out what's the combination of teams that I can use to potentially clear through this wall. I love that sort of battle. Hell yeah. So you're going to say something then, Wolfie, man. I'll cut you off.
Scrappy battle. I was just saying, so around Chromium, how have you been finding the matchups? Because I hear nothing but complaints about the GAC matchmaking, and everything is all over the freaking place. But I think the GAC matchmaking kind of works around Kyber 1, Kyber 2, into Kyber 3. You generally have kind of decent matchups. How are you seeing it around the Chromium era? Are you getting some good stuff, or is everything completely fucked?
Yeah, well, Wolfie, so I when I came back, I dropped all the way from Kyber down to Carbonite, and we started off in Carbonite 4, I want to say. And that was just it was a waste of time. We were just steamrolling everything. So that was terrible. Carbonite was absolutely terrible. Then we went through Bronzium. In Bronzium, you would see the people that have bloated accounts or large accounts, but they don't actually play the game. They're just farming. They're collectors. They don't really do a whole lot. Right. And, just getting people to attack was so weird in Bronzium. But I feel like Chromium is actually Chromium 1, 2. You see a mix of mid-game players that, I would say they're focused casuals. And the amount of people that I'll message, we do boss or bitch, which is what we message the opponent. And
I remember that.
They respond. If they respond anything, hey, cool, good fight, maybe I'll check it out. Anything positive, they're a boss. And if they don't respond at all, they're a bitch. And the majority of people in Chromium have been bosses. They've been just sort of excited to play the game and excited. No one was responding when I was in those lower tiers.
All right.
Yeah, so I find that Chromium's just a fun place to be. A lot of mid-game players and a lot of enthusiasm for the game. Whereas, I think you get higher, and you guys can probably attest to this a little bit more. It's sweaty, and people really care, and it means a lot.
It's sweaty, and you see a lot of the same shit on defense as well. I imagine the lower leagues, you actually see different shit on defense.
Yeah, I mean, I saw GK lead the other day. Like,
Fuck yeah.
You see some weird stuff, man. We saw, what did we see on Friday night? It was just like the weirdest team. It was Old Ben lead with like, I don't even know.
Is it like Droideka and Spirit? That's an oldie, that is. If it was.
Guys, what was that? What was that team? We got some Hall people in here. Ninth
Old
Sister
Ben,
and
Ninth
Honda.
And
What?
Yes.
Dude, Old Ben.
No, it makes
Hondo
sense actually.
Is an awesome combination. I love like the turn meter over there because like he gets the turn meter on evasion and gives extra evasion. Hondo gets foresight, gets evades, like he gets turn meter and starts freaking going and everything. And I usually use the L3 on that team, not Ninth Sister, but that's a great 3v3 team. Oh yeah.
So he had that on defense, and we opened it up, and I'm like, guys, what the hell is this? Like, and our opponent was in chat, and he goes, "Oh, you'll see." That's what he said. That scared the hell out of me. We threw a good team at it.
Atticus coming in with 100 biddies. Thank you so much, Atticus. Yeah, so I see kind of weird stuff like that. In whatever I am in Carbonite 4 right now, you know, you just see kind of weird stuff. And I swear I see stuff like, you know, in the old days when you didn't set a defense, it just auto-populated.
Oh, yes.
You'll see a lot of that.
Yeah, I saw like HK lead with T3 and HK lead T3, and it was something like Juhani. I was like, they're all Old Republic / Sith Empire, but why?
Here's the other thing I'll say about Chromium and why I like it, and this is sort of weird and unique to me, right? Like, so I usually do what Scribe does, where he sets a light defense and he tries to go for efficiency over everything. Yeah. So that's usually my play. But you know what you can do in Chromium is like you can set weird stuff that there's no data on it. Like I set Boba lead with Gamucron and like Mob Enforcer. That got a hold. I set Dooku lead with Asajj and Daka. That got a hold. Like you can set weird stuff.
That is weird. That's like, a lot of stuns.
Juice it up a little bit, and people aren't going to look that up. Like these guys aren't going to GG, and that information's not even on GG. So you can really get away with doing some goofy stuff to steal efficiency.
In 3v3,
that does sound like fun. Oh yeah. 3v3 is so different, and it's interesting, as you were saying, that you actually perform better in 3s compared to 5s, right? And it's probably because of shit like that, right? You can get away with weird stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the problem with 3s though, there's a couple of teams. Like if I see Leia's Leia's a menace. She's a menace. In 3s, she's really difficult for me to deal with. And I have solutions in place, but if they have Jabba as well, then my SLKR isn't freed up, and then I'm struggle blessing a little bit. So there are some hard locks that can take place for me still. So
yeah, definitely. I mean, Leia is always a threat. Even late game, Leia is kind of one of those ones that's like, oh shit, dude, I'm not sure if I've got it. And sometimes you got to take a little bit more of a sketchy counter. But hey, that makes for exciting games. Like I had a front wall last round that was really tough. Loads of high-end teams, and like 3 of them all needed the same shit. It was like, I'll have to use Slacker and Bane for like 3 of these two teams, three of these different teams. Like, how am I going to split this, bro? Like, I ended up having to take like Treya against Queen Amidala, and that's only got like a 65% win ratio. It's not a good time, and it's scary. And we managed to one-tap it. I don't even know how, but like, I know that if that failed and I couldn't kill anything, I was in shit streak. You know, I'm not clearing this wall at all. Yeah. So yeah, it's. But then again, it's like I said, I like it when it's a real tough defense, and you just got to try and fight tooth and nail to get through. That's where the fun's at for me. They're saying you smashed it, by the way, They're saying you smashed it in chat.
We did. It was great. But now imagine that, Wolfie, if GLs were gone and it was just the Wild West all over again. Imagine that, boys. Just the Wild West. Like, Balin on defense. Like, what do we do? Like, we don't have a GL here. Like, Dr. Afra on defense. Maybe
she might be good.
Crappy, like... There's just so much to consider, and then you're probably unearthing like handbags, and you're probably like doing all this goofy stuff. I just think that would be the easiest thing they could do is just an opt-in for a no GL GAC.
Like, I tell you what used to be
having no GLs, no legendaries, no something. Have like a specific opt out and out, even if it's just like a modified like rules version of GAC where you can go and fuck around. I mean, sort of something else.
Well, do you remember? This is going back time now, but Cubs used to have a video series where he did one-on-one tournaments. You imagine if GAC in that environment of no GLs, you had a section that was all 1v1 battles, just 1v1. Because that is really fucking weird. There are characters in this game that perform so well if they are the only character in the world. And it's stuff like JTR. She's a menace. Wampa would be fucking phenomenal. Savage, Malak, just smashing it.
Yeah.
I'd like to see stuff like that you just don't get to see in conventional play. It would be a lot of fun, man. Or it would be incredibly frustrated. one or the other. It would be like, God damn it. CLS, not again.
Just think of the content though. Like you would have to like, there would be like, okay, like think about how many people would be excited for just a breath of fresh air.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's true, man.
Just
it's totally true.
It up.
Yeah.
Yep.
No conquest characters too. I mean, Bane can't have rule of 2. Is he objectively worse in 1v1? I think he probably would be. He'd still be amazing, but
he should be solid, but it would not be nearly as good.
Yeah.
You got no abilities, you got no shit.
Yep. C would probably be the worst GL in that instance because, like, you take C that can't link.
No.
You're never ulting. Even if you ult, you can't insta-kill. You're probably better off just auto basic.
Yeah, pretty much. Sorry.
Yeah.
C. You kind of suck now.
Just not going to use you. Yeah. And Wampa would beat him. So, yeah. I love Wampa. Yeah. Yeah, Wampa was definitely. Let's. How about this? As favorite Omicron that you've ever done?
Favorite Omicron. Wow. I don't know if I have a favorite quite yet. I will say we did range trooper. I have the range trooper cron where he like gains stacking offense if he assists or something. It's something stupid like
Omicron.
that.
Yeah, you're thinking Datacron, yeah?
I'm thinking Datacron. Favorite Omicron I've done. Oh my gosh. I mean, I've got all like the key GAC ones. Savage, Treya, Kwai. And the Kwai one's fun. Blowing something up with Annie. Like that's pretty fun.
Oh yeah.
I've got 2 of the 5s for Afra. I kind of want to do the bad ones with the droid.
Oh, really?
I kind of want to.
You're kind of tempted.
Be a total psychopath. Just.
I mean, BT1 is a bona fide psychopath. To be fair,
I'm pretty sure our Cooks has all the Omis. So you'd be in good company. I think I remember him being a big Afra fan. So I think that you'd be in good company.
Yeah, well, he could tell me if they actually do anything. I talked to Calvin about it, and Calvin's like, just look at the wording on BT's, like, it's completely redundant with what his, like, bonus turn. Like, it doesn't even make sense. Like, that's what he said.
I'll be honest, I took a look at it when it came out, decided it was no good, and never again looked at it. I was just like, not gonna, I don't even care.
I just saw they were 3v3 only, and was like, fuck that.
Yep.
Not happening.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I'm trying to think if I have a favorite one though. I would. I don't know. I feel like the Treya one's pretty lit.
Treya is actually fucking great. Yeah.
Like the amount of times where we're like, let's just try Treya, and you're not expecting anything, and she just hangs in there. She just hangs in there. Like it's pretty awesome.
And the weird fucking thing about that is when that first came out, it was even more broken. It used to be even more powerful. They fucking nerfed it, and it's still great.
Used to work against GLs or dark side GLs.
You used to be able to kill like Jabber and Slacker with it, no problem. And Lord Vader.
Lord Vader too much. Yeah, it was killing Lord Vader too easily. So they're like, all right, we gotta cut the.
None of
Lord Vader has too many counters already. He's got too many counters.
Bless him. Bless him. He is the red-headed stepchild of Galactic Legends sometimes. Yeah. It's just like he gets no love. They keep giving us lifting.
He got me a nice clear.
Oh, really? What did you use?
Week, yeah.
He's good on offense.
Yeah, what did we use him on? We countered like C, I want to say. We put him against C, and he soloed the whole team. It was nuts.
Yeah.
He was so good.
He can't do shit.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'll be honest. Like 9 times out of 10, right now, 3v3, I just use Lord Vader to beat Tuscans. Just like, order the Tuscans.
a lot of the times I'll see like Qui on defense and we'll just disable the army and then
exactly
throw them in there.
Oh, man. Speaking of armies, bloody, when Qui-Gon Jinn's Omicron, when it first came out, and it worked versus GLs.
Oh, my God.
Watching that thing blow up the board used to kill full slacker teams. It's great.
You seen that video? Oh, dude, there's a video out there. It's like a 5-second video. Somebody goes in, pokes Qui-Gon, Anakin just goes in AoEs, and the entire slacker team dies.
Yeah. It's just like, oh. And the funny thing was that was somebody playing battle. That was somebody playing slacker on offense. So they made the choice. They're like, I know, let's just poke Qui-Gon Jinn, kills him, and the whole team dies like 5 seconds.
That's awesome.
Kind of miss those days because they were fun.
God, dude, Wild West.
Oh man, yeah,
some crazy shit.
Did you guys see Zal? You got to read on that Zal Zeta. Is that any good?
Oh god, yeah. I'd say the Zalbar Omicron one there is. It's not like
Ami, sorry.
Yeah. It's not like a must-have. It's a fun one. He's speaking in tongues. Yeah, I wouldn't call it a must-have, but I will say it's incredibly fun, and you can do cool shit with it.
The dark side variant or the light side variant?
I think the dark side variant is fun. I don't know what the light side variant, because we haven't had a 5v5 with it active just yet.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, 5v5 for that. But on offense, so on defense, like we said, it's pretty much gets countered, at least in the 3v3s, gets countered by Gungans very, very easily.
Bo-Katan.
They're
newer teams, but yeah.
Yeah, so you do got it is a newer team, like you said. You do need some like Jar Jar, so the legendary from the team. So it does have some counters over there on defense. On offense, though, I've been using it to blow up Reva.
Nice.
It blows up Great Mothers, no problem. I've heard some things with some other counters over people using against other stuff, so it seems to have some very nice things it's taken out. So overall, I'd say it's a solid crown, solid Omicron.
Yeah, I probably would have done it already had I bought that Revan bundle, that Lightspeed bundle for $9.
Oh, yeah.
I bought the dark side one just to get my other stuff up for that, and then I skipped that one. So if that comes back, then I will end up doing it. I believe. I haven't applied it yet. I was umming and ahhing about it, but I was like, with Jocasta New coming out, and we've got a whole slew of new marquees. I kind of want to hold on and apply new stuff first. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
You know. Omicrons are getting easier and easier to get. That's the good thing. We're getting more and more sources of getting Omicrons. So I might actually eventually get to the point where I can put some on like TB characters and do some shit with that. Normally, I definitely wouldn't. No. But if I'm overflowing, then I'll be quite happy to. So
yeah, that's how I feel, Wolfie. I feel like for me, it's just all GAC, and I feel bad for my TW officer because I'm like, I'm just not gonna I care about GAC and put on a weird show. Like that's just what I am into.
Well, you can't do that with Territory Wars, can you?
I have enough overflow at this point where I can do some TW Omicrons. I'm just saying TB Omicrons. I'm sorry, I'm not doing TB Omicrons for Rise of the Empire. No, thank. I can hit auto and we can still be fine. We don't need the Omicrons to get the TB shit done.
I just want to do Marok's one, dude. I just want to do Marok's.
If you want to, go for it. You're that is absolutely up to your prerogative. You want to have fun with it. You love yourself some Rise of the Empire. Freaking go for it, 100%. I don't know. But I have a bunch of TW Omicrons. I have enough overflow at this point that I got.
Yeah, I've got a lot of TW ones.
Some left over that we can stuff over here. And Scribble's in a freaking TW guild, so he's got the required Omicrons and shit.
Yeah. My guild is like, hey, motherfucker, you got to apply this. I'm like, well, do I have to? So I do it begrudgingly. I chose to be there, so I choose to, Yeah. I subjected myself to it, so I better play by their rules. But I've still got most of the GAC Omicrons that I want to have. We'll get there. We'll get there eventually.
Right?
Yeah. I know you mentioned it earlier, but you said Savage. And Savage is probably the only reason why my free-to-play account is winning GAC. Because everybody drops a battle against... I just put him on defense with level 1 characters, and people drop against him. He's only gear 11.
Really?
He's not even... I can't apply a Datacron. He's just gear 11, Omicron, modded for health, and... every single round, somebody drops against him. I'm like, That gives me that wiggle room, baby. That's all I need. I need one drop.
Yeah, he's sneaky good. You can solo him with that. If you go see like a Phasma team, you can throw him out there
Hell yeah.
in threes and totally solo something with like, even if they have like keen eye, like he just.
Oh, he's so
an
good,
interesting
dude.
one.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish he kind of did more, because like I feel like I mean his whole purpose there is just to take hits, and I get that that's kind of like the purpose of him, the resilient defense, but like his attack does nothing. His insta kill, it's like, okay, well, usually the damage is so great that you're rarely going to use that unless, sometimes it comes in clutch though, but I kind of wish like he does a little bit more.
I think in the early game, that's why he's really good, because his big hit does 100k damage, right? And in when you're not facing against relics, nobody's got that much health. So like he can catch people unawares in the early game when not everybody is just rocking relics and Datacrons and all this good shit. So yeah, I've thoroughly enjoyed him, and I'd say for me, I still love the Wampa Omicron. It's not the most broken in the game, but I use it almost every gag for fun.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
fucking love it.
Everybody loves a good Whomping. Yeah. She's got a good Omni for sure. We've gotten our value out of that. I'm always looking a hard look at that Zammy one for GAC. I know it's an older one. I just don't know what I would do, like what the team would do with Zam.
I haven't used that in months. I literally cannot remember the last time I actually used the Zam Omicron. I'm sure there's somebody who's gonna be like, I use it every GAC and my bounty hunters. I just, it's one of the few ones like that one and the first order TIE Pilot Omicron are the only ones where I'm just like, man, if I could get those Omis back, that'd be nice. Because they were so useless.
I never did it.
I never really did much.
I never did the TIE Fighter Pilot one, because Slacker was like the last GL I got, apart from now GL Ahsoka. But he was the last guy on my list, so by the time I got round to doing the first order, like that Omicron was like old, as it were. It's like the time in the meta had already dropped off, so I just never applied it.
Had come and passed.
Yeah.
100%.
But the Zam one was one of the very first Omicrons. I remember I loved that. In 5v5, when it first came out, that was really, really good. Yeah. Because you could get like 80 speed to the whole team. And these days, every new kid is like, everybody gets 250 speed. It gives you a blowjob after the battle. You're like, I'll play that one twice. Goddamn. Oh my God. So yeah, Omicrons are fun. I mean, do you have a favorite, Wolfie? Sorry.
So the Zam one isn't like terrible. It's just it's days of coming, Pat. It's tough. I mean, you can maybe find a use for it. Honestly, if you're like going crazy and you got a heavy defense and you're like doing some crazy shit on offense, maybe there's some bounty hunter stuff you can find a way to use it. But
Yeah,
that's my problem. I think that's my reservation though. Is like I'm not really using my bounty hunters other than like if I need to like really get something down that's tough, like a Malik with like an insta kill with like Mando or something like that. That's really the only time I'm doing it. So I just don't know where I would use it. And I've always thought that Zam has such a cool lead. All you do is apply thermal detonators to proc contract. I think that's like 20. And I was like, I could get Mob Enforcer, I could get Greedo out there, but it's just like Mob Enforcer's tags don't contribute because she's not a bounty hunter. And it's just like, I just think, man, if they just made a couple of tweaks, it could be something.
Yeah.
Because 20 thermals doesn't seem very difficult to get to.
Certainly not with the right team, and it would obviously be a lot easier in fives because of stuff like AoEs, like Dengar AoE thermals and stuff like that, right? It would make it a lot easier in that respect. And I think generally speaking, the Zam one is better in fives just because like the stats that she's giving is being amplified by the number of bounty hunters, right? So I'm sure it does probably still have a use somewhere. But I know what you're saying is like usually the only time I'm using a bounty hunter is if I really need to rely on Mando just yeeting someone out and dusting them.
Or I'm using like Fennec lead and I want to have Bam on the team instead of Zam. So it's like I don't even want to use her then anyways because I want the protection from Maul. So it's just really weird. I don't know. I think her time is coming past and you could probably find some use for her, but it is definitely a shame. As for my favorite GAC Omicron, I feel like you're just sort of asking me like, what's my favorite character to use in GAC? Because that's either going to be like Bane, but that's a freaking gimme.
Bane's a monster, dude. He's such a monster.
Hondo, I mean, that's also a freaking gimme. I mean, there's so many just really, really fun GAC teams to use. Like Balin has been an absolute badass to use on offense and everything.
Love that dude.
He has been so good. He has been like probably the most important team for returning player, I would say.
I love it.
You know, I've used him to beat Leia. I've used him to beat GK. I used him to beat Ray. Like, if you are a returning player and you need something that's low barrier to entry that can counter GLs, Balin is a great play. And I only have one Omni on him, and he does work, man.
Dude, and it's like you say, you know, for some of the newer stuff that comes out there, he's all the way up there. He's a great fun kit, and not only that, you get great mothers as part of it, and great mothers are fucking amazing. They're so good, dude.
Those conquest queens right there, man. They carry conquest for me all the time.
Oh man, when you got like volatile accelerator and amplify agony, great mothers just goes into the battle, dooms them, and they die. So
when you have booming voice and call the assists with the 2 bonus turns, and it's just like, oh, my 2 first bonus turns, I've already killed 2 people. That's wonderful.
Yep. Oh, I love it, dude. I love it.
Man.
Some really good fun teams. I'm hoping we get some cool shit this year. Yeah. Into, you know, something on that level. I don't know what it would be. I want to see Smee.
I mean, do you got? I know we've talked about it before, but Urs, you got any predictions for any of the new Jedi Vanguards coming out? I know we've talked about Quinlan Voss. I've already talked about a couple of them over there. What are you feeling?
So the familiar names that I've heard are Yaddle, Quinlan Voss, and Dark or Light Side Dooku.
Jedi Dooku, yeah.
Jedi Dooku. If I had to guess, I think there's a few others. There's that Even Peel guy. I don't know if you remember his arc in the Clone Wars cartoon. They froze everybody in carbonite. He looks like a Gringotts guy from he looks like an elf. Like he's little.
He was the one, that was with Tarkin and everything. They were escaping from the prison. Yeah.
That guy's been in the game files since the very beginning, and we haven't seen him. Wow. So I would say he has a shot at being a guy. And then we've also seen the Temple Guards, which those are Vanguards as well. So I think those are
double-bladed yellow lightsabers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then it could even be because it's Grand Inquisitor, right? He was a Temple Guard in Rebels. If there was a flashback scene or something like that.
Yes.
You could get Grand Inquisitor, but a Temple Guard version, which could be a lifter.
That would be kind of cool. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
I went back and read the comics with Jocasta Nu when we had her kit drop.
Oh yeah.
I was like, I don't even know what's going on with this girl. Obviously, I knew who she was, but I didn't know much about it and why. And you see that rifle, and you're like, what the fuck? Lightsaber rifle? Are you serious? But yeah, that was a thing. And in that comic book arc, when she goes into the library, she's trying to take the holocron that's got all the information around all the Force-sensitive kids in the galaxy, right? She's trying to hide that from Palpatine, which is a plot arc that's in so many different stories in Star Wars, obviously. But yeah, the reason she dies is because she sees the Grand Inquisitor inside the library, and she's like, this motherfucker's reading my books. It's like, fuck this guy. She goes, picks a fight with him and dies. Well, not straight up like that, but it results in her death. It's just kind of like, bitch, you could have just left. Come on, man.
Oh, man.
But it was cool.
I mean, respect.
Yeah.
I mean, that's perfect, like librarian lore, right? Like respect the rules of the library.
Yeah. She's like, he was being too loud in the library. She was like, beg your pardon? You put that book down.
Motherfucker turning pages too loud. He's gonna rip those fuckers. Come on.
Well, to be fair, I think he was there, like literally throwing them over his shoulder. He was reading them. He was like, "I'm gonna find all the Jedi secrets." Nope, nothing in this. And she was like,
"Even better." He was asking for it, dude. He was asking for it, 100%.
But yeah, she picks a fight with him, and then halfway through the fight, when he's kind of beaten her, Vader shows up, and then it's Vader and the Grand Inquisitor versus Jocasta Nu, and you're like, well, you got no chance now. You're toast. You're toast. Yeah. It was good business. So, but yeah, I don't know who's going to come. I don't know who's going to come in the new Vanguard set. I don't think it's all going to be Vanguard. I think they gave the Jedi Vanguard tag to so many characters in the game that this
it
next
feels like there was
marquee
no rhyme
set,
or reason to it. Yeah,
right?
It's like to me, the Jedi Vanguard tag goes to people that didn't have a purpose. That's all it is.
Yeah. They're trying to give some relevance, right?
Yeah,
but it's like we were saying, if they give it to people who don't have a purpose, and then they're gonna bring in an entirely. So we got Jocasta new, we got a new legendary coming. That's 2 people. Are they gonna bring in 3 new freaking characters for like to make the new team, or are they gonna make them all people from the old team? Are they gonna make like?
I think there's going to be. I think it's going to be a split.
Some of the old guys, or like, I'm really curious how they're going to deal with that, because I like when they revitalize old characters, but if they're just giving us an entirely new team and just as like a little handout, like, oh, these guys are Vanguards too, tee, it's just like it just feels like a little slap in the face, you know?
I think that's what it's going to be, is a slap in the face. It's going to be, oh, you can use I'm a Gundy here. Have fun.
Yeah.
Don't do it though.
Please, don't do it.
You can.
I think I'm a Gundy is literally one of the only characters on my roster that he's level 50, gear level 1. I've never touched him. I'd take him out for a drink first if I was going to, but I just, some characters you don't fuck with, you know what I'm saying? And he doesn't do nothing. So unless I have to, he's staying there. All right.
Back in the early game, he actually had one of the coolest leads.
Did he really?
Jedi's counter in the very early game. Like, that was like
35% counter chance and 25% counter damage.
Wolfie, you have to go look at the original Jedi before GMY came out.
They were awful.
Were they really bad?
There wasn't a good one. I think Old Ben was the best one with his leadership.
It's just, man.
It
does make me laugh when you go back and you look at the old kits, particularly like the Galactic Republic Jedi. Like the early ones, you look at their abilities and you're like, wow, this is garbage.
Oh, wait, hold on. I forgot. Sorry. So wait, I undersold it. There's also 30 flat defense.
Hell yes. 30 flat defense. Oh yeah. You ain't cutting through that one.
I apologize, Amagunday. I should have been more fair to you.
Get your heart out, JML.
Yep.
Yeah.
I want to find one of these top tier quality basic abilities. Here we go. Deal physical damage to the target enemy with a 55% chance of inflicting offense down for 2 turns.
55%. So gracious.
We are, I know.
55%.
Doesn't even happen every attack. It's just like sometimes, maybe.
I don't know what I did to deserve this. It's just too kind.
Yeah, and that's another reason why Jedi Knight Guardian is also... Oh, well, Gear 3. I apologize. That must have been from early game.
Jedi Knight Guardian, AoE ability block. Do not sell my girl short.
I mean, yeah, it's a 55% chance, but you are right. Oh, sorry. But if she crits, it is 100%. That's... Oh, we're getting better.
So you load her up with crit chance and you are cooking. Jedi Vanguard staple coming, guys.
Hell yeah, she's going to be clutch.
Clear, that's your tank, right? That we're loading with crit chance?
Yeah. Oh, man. You got how the kits have changed, guys. I mean, now you look at...
It just makes no sense.
Just read the basic on something like Jedi Knight Revan, and you're like, the fuck? You could fit entire old kits into the same word count as this.
Dude.
It's just wild.
Shout out to Whitefly. Tier 1, 9 months. Let's go, baby.
What a dude. I was speaking of Whitefly earlier, actually.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. Yeah. Good stuff.
Good dude.
Yes, the kits have definitely become novels. Yeah, I'm
they
surprised.
Get paid by the word.
Yeah, maybe they do. The devs get paid by the words in the kit.
100%.
I don't know why.
Whoever they're freelancing, they got some freelance writers to do all their kits like for them, and they're getting paid by the word. That's not. I'm convinced, 100%.
Yep, that makes sense to me.
It's the only way.
All right, should we have a check to see if we've got some Tribe Talks questions?
Sure.
Just have a look-see over here. All right, okay. So, Zoidberg asks, do you wish CG had incorporated a version of the Rancor raid as a bonus mission on Tatooine? I'm guessing you mean TB. I'm going to put this to the floor. What do you think?
Yeah, let's go old school with it. Let's just get Tebow lead out there and quiet.
Fuck
Produce some
yes.
turn meter. Just that's your throwback mission. Just like maybe you have to, maybe there's some sort of criteria for the mission to remove a certain amount of turn meter. And you could
That would
just
be
do
nice.
an old school Rancor raid right there.
Can only damage the Rancor by dropping the gate on its head. That's the only way.
Frank and Johnny coming in with the prime 3 months. Go get it, big boy.
What a guy. What a guy. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, Wolfie, what do you think? Should we have had something like Rancor on Tatooine?
Well, expand that. You know, why are we just having the Rancor on Tatooine? You know, give us the shards for Raid Han on that. You know, give us all the other old raids. You know, give us something. You know, I want more ways to make these characters more accessible.
Well, I mean,
there's no reason we can't have all the freaking bonus shards going all around the freaking place. They're like, oh no, our shard shop currency economy. Come on.
Zoidberg's got a great point though, because like the Reek accolade, that's all redone content in the Rise of the Empire.
We've totally discussed this in the past, and I've always been like, Geonosis, the planet being wrote. Like you said, we've got the Reek there. Why isn't that giving us cam shards? It's the same mission. Yeah. It's toned down a lot, but it's the same mission. So why not?
I'm okay with the recycled content, but I want them to have the old rewards for that content. That's the only way. That's what I'm saying. Like, give us those rewards. That's it.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
That also helps for people that maybe were in guilds that didn't do it, and then they went skipped over the raid entirely and went into Rise of the Empire. And it's just like we have guys in our guild that don't have cam maxed, and it's like no one wants to go do that.
And it's exactly, because you force everybody else in the guild to do the same thing, or you end up wasting thousands of get three, right? Yeah. In trying to buy his shards, and it's so like you have to give up so much Kyrotech to do that. It's ridiculous.
That's crazy.
So they need to bring back the cam special mission. Throw that in there. You could do the what one as well on the Geos mission in Geonosian, because there's R7 Geos mission on that planet. Give us what shards from that. You know, like just help some of the old school people. I like it. I definitely do want to play the Rancor. Why is there not a special mission where we fight the Rancor on Tatooine? Fucking Tatooine, let me be like Dad Bod Boba and tame a Rancor and walk around. That'd be great.
I mean, yes, there's already 2 special missions on Tatooine, but you know what? We could use a third.
Why not?
Why the fuck not?
Why not? Keep it fresh.
I don't, guys, like I just, maybe I'm romanticizing here, but I just remember hitting that switch and dropping the door and like,
oh, dude,
that was a special time.
The Luke event where you get to use the bone instead of the lightsaber.
All of his stuff is updated to the bone. All of his.
That was such a nice touch, man.
The bone was so good.
Yeah,
holy
brilliant.
Crap! What a nice
I actually
just
touch. Did that.
Holy
Dude,
crap.
I gotta tell you guys, the Jabba event is actually legit a very well done event.
It is, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Every single one of those levels is like, oh, they actually had a nice little cutscene here. They got the bone thing with Luke. They got like
when Han is blind.
Han is.
Oh
blind.
yeah, he's blind. Yeah, just like in the films.
Like,
Perfect. Perfect.
And there was something like Hut Slayer Leia. Like I didn't know that was in the game. I thought for the longest time like that was a no. We don't do that anymore. We don't do Slay Leia. And there she was.
There she in all her glory. Yeah. No, yeah, definitely. The Jabba the Hutt legendary journey is that's a lot of fun. Yeah, that's a lot of fun. Sorry, Wolfie. I know I cut you off there earlier when I was talking about the bone. I was talking about my bone and I cut you off. I'm sorry. I don't ever mean to do that.
I forgot what I was talking about. I don't know.
We all just freaked out for the bone.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a red-blooded man. What can I say?
Which couldn't handle it. I don't know.
Couldn't handle the bone. Oh no. I don't fucking know.
Oh yeah. I would say. You remember the first time with the old frickin' raid, you were able to like solo that shit with CLS.
Oh man.
Like any of those crazy ass. Like the first time you're able to do that, you're like, oh. All right, we have mastered this shit. Like, we run and train on this bitch. All right, this is iconic. I'm here for it.
I remember doing it with Vader lead first Zeta.
Dude, yes.
Vader lead.
That is a throwback.
Vader lead, yeah.
God, that's going back to the earliest days of me playing. Like my guild was already smashing it because I played in like late 2018, mid 2018. So like Rancor and Hat were done. They were solved. It was Heroic Sith. Everybody was struggling with.
Right.
But I remembered when I unlocked CLS and I had him like Gear 8 CLS and Han Solo. Those two just during the Crankor for me, not the Crankor, obviously, OG Rancor. I was just like, yes, right. I could do stuff because like the rest of the guild was so much better than me. And that was like my first sort of hell yeah moment. You know what I'm saying? I missed that feeling of satisfaction of like, I fucking did something.
That was a time in the game. Sorry, go on.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, Wolfie. Sorry.
Actually, that was a time in the game where like the raids were doing it, because we were talking earlier about like, oh, is a new raid really gonna revitalize the game? Like, it's nice to kind of be nostalgic about like a time in the game where like those raids really did run things.
Yeah. I remember the feeling, and I still get this with Amis, because I've come back to the game and Amis are quite scarce for me. But applying that first Zeta, God, that was such a. It was like something you mulled over in your head for weeks. You're like, okay, it's coming up. Like, is it gonna be quiet? Is it gonna be Vader? Like, what is this going on? So like when we get these new high end abilities, it's so exciting for me with that. The game's just humming when stuff like that happens.
Hell yeah, what's going on, Jedi Gothic? How you doing, brother? Right, okay. Good question there, coming out of our boy Zoidberg. So, absolutely. Knight of Knee then, he asks, what do we think about the new raid news? And we kind of covered a little bit of this earlier. I don't think it was too surprising that's got kicked out. Not happy about it, but
we were expecting that when they announced the changes to the current raid. Which, by the way, the changes, fantastic. Thank you. Yeah. It made it a lot easier. It's been a lot less stressful. There's been a few times where it's like you get stuck behind a droidica, which is kind of annoying. But overall, the changes have been fucking huge. So thank you so much for doing that. I mean, the raid news, like we were sort of expecting to be pushed out, and I would like some actual news. Some actual things. Here's factions we're thinking about. Here's things we're thinking about. Here's here's
a theme at the least.
Yeah,
yeah.
Anything other than don't expect it before June.
They announced the era, right? Isn't that going to be like Vanguard stuff, Jedi Vanguard stuff? Is that
the next era is Jedi Vanguard, but does that mean the raid is Vanguard? We're assuming it is because it kind of lines up, right?
Well, the next era is 3 months. So it's March right now. So 3 months from now, if we're talking about like the next raid isn't until September, so is it even going to be a Vanguard, or is it a new thing?
Well, to be fair, I'm the guy that thinks it's going to be later. They say not before June. It could line up to be Vanguard. Then we've got the legendary event drop. Then the raid kicks off. It could well be that. I'm just being incredibly pessimistic.
So we're assuming that Jedi Vanguard's going to be like a meta team for the raid.
Yeah,
that's what we're assuming. Okay, with bonuses and
we don't know. We're guessing based off of timing. We're trying to figure out like where things could go, because we know that the next faction, the next era is the Vanguard faction. But after that, who knows?
Who knows? Indeed, who knows? We know pressure. We need a new road ahead. That's what we need. Just a little bit from CG to say, hey, this is what we got planned for the rest of the year. Buckle up, baby. It's going to be wild.
Right.
I hope. So, yeah. Obviously, I'd like to have something that would said, this is loads of stuff about the new raid, and these are all the characters you need. But, no such dice yet. All right, next question. Thrawn Hub asks, with R8 Inquisitor Squad in TB special missions, who do you sub out the team for when putting Marok in? Sorry if we've answered this. Who wants to take this one?
I think 8th.
I'll defer to Wolfie here.
I think it's 8th, brother. If you're subbing in Marok for a TV special mission, I think you generally, obviously, Riva and GI are givens. You're gonna want 7th for the heals. You're gonna want 5th for all of his stuff with the dispels and all that bullshit and his unique. So you probably should be switching out. I mean, America's a damage dealer, so you probably just swap him out for 8th brother. That's what I was planning on doing. Also, because 5th brother is a pilot, so I figured he's piloting the ship with Grand Inquisitor. So just have those two at Relegate. Riva's a Relegate, obviously. 7th for the heals, and then Marok over there chilling at 8. So that's what I went with.
I think my personal stance on this is I think Wolfie's absolutely correct, to be honest. But I think if as well you are putting that Omicron on Marok, I genuinely think it doesn't fucking matter. Like, I think you could go in there
Probably doesn't, yeah.
and just hit auto and it'll be done. You know, I'm whoa, Helenix, my boy, coming in with a $10. Thank you so much, Helenix. How are you doing? Yes, we got us hanging out with us tonight. Arrange us on Haley's behalf. Yes, we did it specifically for you, Haley. Just for you. Now, writers.
Yes, sir. Always. Hello, ham and eggs.
Oh my god. So
Hello, Malaga.
I don't know if Thrawn Hub didn't state if he was having the Omi on there or if he was just like, I've got an R8 Marok, I want to throw him in and not R8 a different Inquisitor, but I think you're right. Yeah, swap out the 8th.
Yeah.
That sounds sensible to me. To me. All right, last question so far then. We've got Smeagol asking, what do we think about letting people do one run of the raid with anything in their roster, but you can only do the lowest tier as a way to let people earn rewards while they farm the raid teams? That's an interesting question. Take it away. What do you think about that?
I think that's a lot of work for CG gets no benefit out of it. Unfortunately, like you just, yeah, I like that. That's a great idea actually, because when I came back to the game, I had no Naboo raid teams. Like I had like a B2 lead with a bunch of like separatist junk, and that was how I was contributing to the raid. So feeling like, that's a feels bad moment, when you can't contribute to the raid and everybody else is crunching and crushing it, and you're just like, well, here's 70,000. I did what I could. Like that feels like and especially if you want to contribute. So I think that's a great way of allowing someone to contribute that maybe has a lower end roster that maybe doesn't have these raid meta teams. So great idea, but do we trust CG to actually implement something like that? No.
Oh yeah. I don't think they'll do it, but I do think it's a nice idea because it lets people get their toes wet. So at least like a guild, if they've got nothing else, if they've got nothing that's specific to the raid, at least they could maybe get the first box or the second box. Maybe even limit it to like you can score as many points as you want, but if you're doing it, the guild is locked in to only hitting the very first box, just so that you can like get some rewards and try out the new raid.
Yeah, it's still something to allow like especially smaller guilds to get a consistent reward from the from the raids, because we were saying like earlier, the biggest feels bad man thing about the raid is that once it switches over, all your work towards all these old raid characters just goes right out the freaking window, and you're starting from square one. And if you are, early game, you may have worked on these 5 teams for how many months, and now you got to work on like all these new teams from complete scratch, from nothing, and you put all your resources into this, and they're now complete shit. So if you could like use those teams to hold you over for a little bit until you like get the next ones built up and actually useful, I'm here for it. I think it's a great idea. Absolutely.
It would be nice just to make things just a little bit more accessible to players, a little bit more accessible, because that's always the crunch, especially in the first couple of weeks, couple of months of a raid coming in, when it's only going to last supposedly like 7 to 9 months.
Quick shout out here, you got Soul coming in with the Prime 5 months. Heck yeah, let's go, baby.
Thank you, brother.
Hell yeah,
thank you.
Saul.
Oh, that's actually all of our questions in Tribe Talks at the moment, guys. If you do have any other questions, just go ahead and drop it in the Tribe Talks questions in the Discord. If not, we'll try and pick up some questions from the chat live right now.
Urs, you got any questions?
Yeah, Urs, have you got any questions for us? He's on the spot now. He's like, nah.
Well, I'm just fucking with you. We prepped for this. Come on, we did. This was in the green.
We practiced this.
Yeah.
I actually. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh man.
No, I'm just trying to come up with the question. I have no.
No, it's all good. He's yanking your chain. I'm curious, is when you stream your GACs, is it just the Friday night that you're doing, or are you doing every round?
No, I do Wednesday night as well, but that's like sort of like diet GAC for me. Like there's no intros. There's just us. Just I sort of just use that as a testing bed, and
sure.
I don't dress up for it or anything. It's just a normal, easy stream.
The Friday night is where it's at, though, right? That's for sure.
I think if I had to dress up for every stream and then, get the fog machine going and do all the crazy stuff, like I would burn myself out real quick. So just doing it on Friday nights, just making that the top end stream is what I can, reasonably accomplish.
Yeah, I think that's a very reasonable way of looking at it as well. Because, trying to go full bore every single time is going to be tough.
Yeah, I feel like I burned myself out on that when I did it before, when I was like, doing it every stream. And it's just like I'm really weird. Like I run intro videos for like a lot of the teams we play with and things like that. And I get tired of doing that. So we only do that on Friday night. So that feels sort of special.
Yeah, keep it fresh, keep it everything, 100%.
I've always wanted to do that. I've always wanted to try and build an intro because, like, obviously I used to watch your streams all the time. I had to watch them on playback because your stream is like 4 a.m. for me. And I'm an old man. I'm not a spring chicken no more.
Aren't we all, brother?
Staying up till 4 a.m. and I am usually awake on the Friday, but that's usually because I've just finished my stream and I'm 3 sheets to the wind. And
you're chugging water. See, I know how that goes.
Yeah. Let's say I'm chugging water. Mostly trying to stay awake. I don't know why though. So that's the only time I usually get to watch live. But I've always wanted to do those intros because it's so entertaining, man. But damn, I don't know. I don't have the time. I don't have the talent. It's a hard life.
Well, I look at you and the amount of videos you crank out and just your knowledge for the game, and it's just like, I don't have the time. I don't have the talent.
We got our own strengths.
Yeah, we do. It's okay though. It's okay.
Yeah,
and I just get stoned and bullshit with people for 5 hours at a time.
We're all great at what we do.
Yeah, exactly. We're all special little stars in our own lovely little way. I like it very much. Yeah. Good times, man. Good times.
Oh, man.
He does. Wolfie, you do stall rather well. I
will have like a battle, and then 20 minutes later, we're like still discussing some random comment somebody brought up, and it's like, all right, maybe we should do a battle. Nah.
You get on the subject of waffles or something instead. No, wait a minute. That was one of my streams. Cultural differences between the UK and America. I still don't understand how waffles mean so many different things in the States.
Urs, do you like flapjacks?
Flapjacks, that's it, not waffles. Flapjacks.
Yeah. I like pancakes. I don't know about flapjacks.
No,
apparently flapjacks is like a weird oat thing in Wales.
Yeah, a flapjack is like an oat cake. That's a flapjack.
Oh yeah, but that's a pancake here, brother.
No, a pancake's a pancake. Flapjacks fucking.
Don't make the rules. That's just what it is.
Oh my god, yeah. So I think we had a whole like 25-30 minute discussion on flapjacks alone once. That was
hotcakes, yeah. Vashta's hotcakes, yeah. We got those too.
I don't know if I want to open this can of worms right about now. Fucking hotcakes, brother. It's like syrup and toasted oats, moist and delicious. Yeah, that's a flapjack. Yeah, it's delicious. Apparently not though. Not in the States. Not in the States. All right. Okay. So
I'm here for it. You know what is here in the States from over there? This is some tasty ass fucking whiskey. Holy crap. Redbreast? I've never had this before. But a buddy of mine at work recommended this to me. He was like, yo, give it a try. This is smooth as hell. It's fucking delicious. It's like a 12-year. Amazing.
Nice.
Oh my God. Make it happen. # not sponsored.
Yet. You're usually with the brewskis on your ears on a Friday night.
Yeah,
you don't partake of the shots.
I'll do vodka. Vodka is usually my go-to. I don't really have much of a hangover with vodka, and I found a good beer that Spanish cerveza called Victoria. I've been knocking that down a lot recently, just because there's no hangover with that with me. But it's funny that you showed the whiskey there, Wolfie, because Mrs. Tron's like, we were walking around yesterday, and she was I don't know what we were talking about. And she's like, you don't drink whiskey. And I go, because it tastes like smoke. like wood burning, like smoke. Like
you learn to love it though. It's like
this does not taste like smoke.
It's a masochistic thing.
No smoke or anything. No, this is oak. It's a little bit toasted oak. It doesn't taste like smoke. It doesn't taste like smoke at all.
Oh, my boy Tadana coming in with the $10 as well. We had a 20-minute discussion on Friday about how Scribe forgot to buy Captain Morgan. That's true, okay? But you cannot hold drunk Scribe to remember like stuff. If I'm pissed as a fart on a Friday night and I say I'm going to do something, you're going to have to remind me. I ain't going to remember. So yeah, sorry about that. I need to get some Morgan spiced rum. Apparently, I don't even know why I promised I'd get Morgan spiced. That seems like a really weird thing to do. But there we go. I think it's because he was Welsh. Captain Morgan was a Welsh pirate, and I probably started going on and being like, yeah, he was a Welsh pirate, and he's got his own rum. We should all drink that. It sounds like something stupid I would say.
I will say Captain Morgan and or Kraken rum, either or, it's actually pretty tasty. I think I told you before, orange soda. It tastes like an orange creamsicle, and it's fucking delicious. I don't know
Can't say I've tried that.
I feel like I've had a lot of Kraken. I've had a lot of Kraken, and I feel like Kraken's something that you can do a little bit of, but I think if you hit that threshold where you've had 4 or 5 shots of it, and you're just like, oh, this tastes like almost like this cough syrup at a point.
Yeah, I have a feeling that if you drank too much of it, you'd be like, your piss would come out like tar. That's what I feel like it's going to do to me.
It looks like tar, and yeah, you'd be totally pissing tar.
Yes. Mostly had a mix, but yeah, probably pissing tar over there. But yeah, spiced rum and orange soda, orange creamsicle. I don't know why, but it's fucking delicious. Definitely give it a try. If you have any spiced rum around, I wouldn't go out of your way to buy any, but
I know.
Get some good whiskey.
I try to avoid buying liquor unless I know I'm going to drink it on the weekend, because nothing liquor based stays in my house, because if it's there, I'll drink it. So my best preventative measure is to not buy it until I absolutely have to. I'm not an alcoholic. Right?
Famous last words.
Not yet.
I will only drink on Friday nights. When I first started live streaming, guys, when I first started doing GACs and live streaming, I was so nervous. I drank every stream for about a year.
I know that
4
feeling.
Years. Yeah. I never drank prior to live streaming, never was like a social drinker. Oh, wow. Got drunk. Yeah. And I only started drinking.
That was a big jump in then. Holy shit.
I was so nervous to live stream. I always thought I was a polished video guy, and fate had other plans for me, I guess.
I tell you what, still to this day, I get nervous before doing that live button. I can sit there by the computer and just be like, gotta hit that go live button, baby. We gotta do this. And I just, you get inside yourself. You're just like, what if it's going to be a shit stream? What if I'm not going to be funny?
I'm the exact opposite. I've literally made one YouTube video before because sitting there and posting the video to YouTube is saying this is a finished product. This is something that I've produced, whatever. That has always stressed me out so hard. But if I just press the go live button, I've done live theater before. I've done that sort of stuff.
Yeah, sure.
So being on stage, you're nervous right up until that point. But once you go out there, it all just fucking fades away. It's like nothing. And we just press that go live button. For me, it's when I'm going live, I'm just bullshitting. We're keeping it real. We're talking. We're doing whatever our thing. That I've never had a problem with. Posting videos to YouTube though, I can't do it. I judge the fuck out of myself. I over hypercriticalize everything. I can't do it. So much respect to you guys for going and doing that, because to me that's putting yourself out way more than doing a live stream.
I don't have any of that fear when it comes to a VOD, an actual long form video. I don't give a fuck about that. I'll push that out, and I've made a fool of myself plenty of times in VODs, and people call me out on it, and that sucks. It feels shit, especially when people are, you can really get it in the neck on YouTube, different to live streaming, because that shit's up there forever, right? But you learn to kind of deal with
it. Like crazy. So much respect.
I'm 7 years into live streaming now, and I feel like I sort of sympathize with Scribe, because I don't feel pressure on my weekly streams. I feel pressure on the Friday night. I feel pressure to be loud, to have a party atmosphere. That's all. It feels like a lot of pressure, and it sucks. And I think what amplifies that pressure is when you've had crazy success. Early days of GAC were just insane money making streams. It was just nuts. It was just crazy. And to go from that to where I am right now and where I've been, it's it's not the worst right now. It's certainly been better, but how do I get it back to being good? And just comparing yourself to Urs from 3 years ago, 4 years ago, it's a lot of pressure.
I think that is actually exactly what it is, because my Friday night stream, nothing like what your Friday night streams are like, but in recent weeks that's kind of where it's been going. It's becoming something where it's bigger, people get more enjoyment. I make some decent money on a Friday night these days.
Yeah.
And I think like when you start that precedent of it being like, this is good, this is a great place, and this is a good vibe, and I want to keep this going, that extra pressure makes it harder. It makes it harder to press that go live button, and like you just get in your head about it.
Yeah, you do that weird. Do you do that weird thing, Scribe, where you just kind of like, all right, I'm gonna be hitting this button in like 30 seconds, and you kind of just like sit down, and you're just like, okay.
Oh yeah.
And I'm gonna be talking for 4 hours and just going like.
And Wolfie is right, by the way. Once the ball gets rolling and people start coming in, it does disappear. Yeah. But it's the before. It's like, oh,
but
Jesus.
like that's sort of my training from like, again, I have not a whole lot of it, but like from like being on stage, like in live theater and everything. If you sit there and go 30, 40 seconds, like, oh, I'm gonna be ready, like. People are live on stage. You don't have that fucking choice. You got to go out there and you got to fucking perform, and that's it. Like you put the show on and you're done. Like the show must go on. I'm sorry if you're nervous, sorry if you're whatever. You get out there and you fucking do it. You know, that's just sort of where it's like where it's at. Yeah, once you go out there, once you're sort of feeling it, once you get into it, you know, then it all just washes away. So definitely different experiences, and that's really interesting to hear. You know, we all got a little, different perspective on stuff. You know?
Yeah, for sure. So I only try to drink on a Friday night stream. I try to only drink on a Friday night stream because I don't like. I'm not trying to make Wednesdays and for me Mondays because I don't go live. I'll go live like end of GAC attack phase tomorrow. I'm not going to try and make them be some party scene or anything like that. I try and save that to raise a bit of fundage on a Friday night. Because I know that I can crash and burn on the Saturday, and it don't matter so much. I don't want to be going to work with a hangover. That's never fun. So got to keep it a little bit sensible, but it's a lot of fun. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. All right, guys. I know we normally go for a little bit longer than this, but I don't want to take up too much of your time, as you've already given us over an hour of your time, and I really appreciate that, my brother.
No worries. No worries.
So I guess unless you guys want to bring anything up, you got any burning questions that you want to get out there, then we'll wrap this mother up, and we'll say thanks to us and all that good jazz. Let us know. Ba 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 ba.
For now, we are sipping away because this is some goddamn stuff.
I mean, I'll have to try some next GAC. Next GAC will be tomorrow, Kozlicek, for me at least. You going live tonight, or you saving it for tomorrow?
I do my Sunday GAC privately just to take
right,
my
of course, don't you?
Research and do like a little bit of GG, and so I learned some stuff. So I've been doing my Sunday streams or my Sunday GAC privately.
Yeah, that's fair. It's a good way to be.
I'll be live in a couple hours.
Yeah, so Wolfie's going to be live. You going attack phase? You actually attacking, or are you just doing a standard show?
No, we just talk for 3 hours. What are you talking about? We don't do GAC.
You'll start streaming in a couple of hours.
Play the game?
And then in 12 hours, you'll start attacking. I love it.
We'll do some GAC. We'll do some GAC. Hopefully, I can get the win again. We gotta try and climb our way back to Cobra 1.
Hell yeah. Come meet up with me.
Compete with our boy Scribble over here, right?
Yeah. Eventually we'll get there. I think I'm about to crash and burn because I've got a 15 million GP monster with a 10.0 mod score. He's an absolute animal. So I'm probably at Chip Creek without a paddle today. All right. Okay. We'll wrap it up there. So, thank you so much, brother. Had a lot of fun having you on here. It's been an absolute pleasure, my brother.
Oh, always great to see you guys, and great to talk to some friends. And always just let me know if you guys need me. Okay.
Hell yeah! Got any shout outs you want to give us?
Oh, people just Friday night on GAC after Scribe stream, swap on over and then check me out.
Hell yeah!
There we go.
Twitch.
All right, guys. I'm gonna send you guys over to Calvin. I think he's live at the moment. I hear he's pretty awesome. So we'll go do that real quick, lickety split. And I'll see you all tomorrow for GAC. Good night, everybody, and thank you. Big love. Oh, we've lost people here. My bad.